Hi you guys, Kimberly here. Have you ever seen these folded banners in your pocket letters or in scrapbooking? I've always wondered how they make these, and I've given it a try a couple of times, but I was never able to get my paper long enough to end the bottom banner. So I played around with some paper and I finally figured out how to do it. It was also hard to get these so that they were horizontal. So let me show you how I did it. Okay, let's put this off to the side. So you can use 8.5 by 11 paper if that's what you've got. But I have got a 12 by 12, and actually it's a little bit longer because I didn't cut off the branding strip here. And it doesn't matter. You can cut off your branding strip. And I'll show you why. And I'll show you why it's okay to use 8.5 by 11. If you use 8.5 by 11, you can use, if it's directional paper and you want to use the 8.5 side, you can. Most definitely. So whatever length of your paper, you just want to make sure that you cut it whatever width you want. So if you're using it for something other, this card is 2.5 by 3.5, so obviously it would be the size for an ATC or a pocket letter insert. So I'm just going to make that size, but if you wanted to make it a huge one, you could. But for this size, I'm just going to keep my banner a quarter inch, the width a quarter inch. So I'm going to cut my strip on my cutter at 1/4 inch. Now I'm going to cut it, I'm going to cut 2 of these, okay, because we're going to have to add it together. Now my paper is not double-sided, okay? This banner, what I did is I just glued 2 pieces back to back. Now for this demonstration purpose, so that this video isn't super long, I'm not going to do that on this one. So it's just a matter of preference if you want double-sided. I think it looks fine if your paper isn't double-sided and you show the white. It just shows that it's the back of the banner that's doing, you know, the folds. So for this demonstration, I'm going to have the white showing on the back of my banner. So I've cut 2 strips of paper at 1/4 inch, okay? So we can get rid of that and we can get rid of the cutter. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off this branding part, which it doesn't matter. I didn't cut the branding strip off on this one, and none of the lines are showing, which I don't think it would matter if it was showing or not. But I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to just glue these 2 pieces of paper together. Now I am going to give it, you know, about 1/4 inch space where I'm gluing them together, and I'm going to let that dry, obviously, or it's going to just come apart. I'm using Elmer's Craft Bond, and this glue dries very quickly, pretty quickly. Just have to give it a second here. So while that's gluing, let me explain to you my template. So you're going to need a template. This is just a piece of, what do you call it? Cardboard. Chipboard. And I cut it at 1 3/4 inch by 3 inches. Now this is the size again for a 2.5 by 3.5 that fits in an ATC or a pocket letter. Now if you want it to be bigger, then you cut it the size that you want it to be. Just cut it the size that you want it to fit on. Just, you know, eyeball it, decide what size you want. But this is very important, this piece here. You're not going to have to do any measuring of this strip if you've got this template. Okay, so it looks like we're dry. So all you're going to do is you're going to start with the wrong side up. You're going to start in the back. You want to put your piece at the edge, kind of cattywampus, because it's going to, the first part is going to be the banner part that goes at the angle in the back. Okay, and you want this first piece to be horizontal. So if you fold it flush, obviously it's not going to be horizontal. So your line isn't going to be flush with the edge. So you got to hold it in the back, grab it and pull it over and make it horizontal. Now if you want it to be further down, then just simply pull it further down. Okay, hold it in the back. Pull this piece over so that it's horizontal. Hold it in place and crease it. Now it's not going to be perfectly flush with this edge. And then you're going to take it and you're going to pull it back. And you're going to pull it at an angle, pretty taut, but you don't want to rip your paper. You're going to hold it there. You're going to flip it over, pull it down to where you want it, and again, you want this to be horizontal. So make your space wide enough so that you're going to be able to see the angled part where it's folded over in the back. Make it horizontal. You can let go of that top one now. Pull it taut. Make sure it's horizontal so that your front banner is going to be straight. Pull it in the back, and again you want to angle it down, pressing it, pull it over, fold it over. You can let go of that one now. Pull this side down, make your space the same distance as it is here. Pull it down, make it horizontal. I went a little too far. Make it horizontal, and then you're going to crease that. See how it's not flush? That's the way you want it. Pull it back, pull it down so it's an angle, so that your banner's coming out of the side at an angle. Okay, press this side. None of these are flush. They're all folded a bit wonky, so that your banner in the back is doing this vertical fold. Okay, you want to hold it there and cut flush with the edge of your template. This is what you have left over. If you're making a bigger one, you may have to glue more than one piece. I didn't measure this, so I don't know exactly how long this is. So then you take it off of your template, and this is what you have. Okay, fold those down, and then you're just going to cut the little flag edges. Now I know that some people will cut this little, they'll cut in the middle and then they'll cut up. I don't do that. To save myself a cut, I just cut to what I think is the middle. I shift my paper until I reach that corner and I cut. Again, I cut to what I believe is the middle. If I go over, that's okay. When I turn it, I can readjust, get my corner, and cut. Saves a cut. Do it how you feel comfortable. That's how I feel comfortable. Okay, let me get another piece of black so you can see it here. Okay, so that's what we got here. Let me turn it. Well, it doesn't matter. It goes the same way. So as you can see, my bottom one doesn't quite look horizontal. Let me zoom in a bit for you. my bottom one went a little astray. See how it's not quite horizontal? That's okay. We can pull it up, and then when you glue it, just adjust it. Push this down. Okay, and there you go. So you can either type. I used, on this one, I just used my alpha stamps, and I stamped "Live the Life You Love" on here. You can use magazines, whatever kind of alpha stickers you have or whatever to put your text. And I didn't glue where my text is on the banner. I didn't glue those. I just flipped it over and I glued the part that's touching my cardstock, so that way when I flipped it over, I could add a little dimension here. I could puff these up a little bit and add a little bit of dimension. You could add glue to that and just flatten it down. So see, I like it with the white showing through. So if you don't want to add paper to the back, excuse me, or if you don't want to use double-sided paper, that's okay. You don't have to. I think it looks cute both ways. Okay? So again, the measurements on your card for the ATC or pocket letter size is 1 3/4 by 3 inches. It only took me a couple times to get the folds right. So it's really quick, it's really easy, and then you too can add these folded banners to your projects. So I hope that helped you guys. Please show me some pictures of what you create with this. I think it really adds a lot. It's different. It's something different that you can do, and share it with your friends. I hope you guys have a good morning, afternoon, and evening wherever you are in the world, and God bless. Bye.